Okay, it's early in the morning, but I wanted to post this. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to post this video because I was watching these videos. Because since I'm out in California, this is what this video shows is all I've been seeing, so it's real. But here's the mentality of these people, and this is where they're very, very, very wrong. Listen to this.
Down. I just want to say something. To all you rich people that have money, we're the poor people that need to make you rich. So you really need to do something about us that are out here in the streets, because without us, you don't get no money. You're going to go bankrupt because you don't have that poor person working into your warehouses and creating that money for you. So you better really think about we all need each other and start doing this thing the right way, because without the poor people, you can't survive. And that's reality, and that's common sense.
See, the problem with that guy's theory is that theory used to hold true decades ago. For the last 30 years, all these wealthy people have been working on things like this to make it so that they don't need people. I've been saying this for years. They don't need us anymore. They can do their own things in the warehouses on their own. Notice that number, just a complete coincidence. These guys have made every type of robot, every type of AI to take care of everything, and they've sucked all the information they possibly can out of everybody through things like social media, etc. Isn't that nice, huh? Isn't that nice? Unbelievable. I didn't know that was going to pop up. No pun intended. But, I mean, that's insanity, man. I've been showing you this stuff for years and years and years. They have made it so that the warehouses no longer need people. McDonald's, every place no longer needs people. And the funny thing is ever since the quote-unquote pandemic struck, did you notice that nobody has anybody to work for them anymore? It's a strange thing. You know what I'm saying? But this poor old guy's idea of what's real and what's really going on are two different things. In the old days, the bottom of the pyramid was always held up by the poor. In the New World Order, that doesn't count anymore. That's out the window. They don't need us. I've been saying that for a long time, which is why they've introduced things like universal basic income. I just mentioned this in a video last night. They're going to pay you to stay home and do nothing, or whatever.
You tell me about how COVID affected you. Hopefully you're still in a home, and maybe you're not and stuff. But there's a lot of people that, and everybody knows this is not, it's a fact, that basically didn't work for 2 years almost. And then half of them didn't go back to work because now the businesses they work for were without a business because they had no business because they weren't open the majority of the time. So anybody out there, there's so many people out here that lost their jobs or couldn't afford their rent because their job told them you can only work, from home or half the hours you used to work, and I have a mortgage, so that, so forth. No, it's not because of
It's a COVID thing more than anything, you think?
It's an accumulation of a lot of things.
He's absolutely right about that, but he doesn't see the bigger picture. COVID was made to shut everything down and see if they could work and keep an entire country up and running without people working. And they did. It's the Great Reset. The thing that pisses me off the most about this is people don't seem to understand that every single city in the United States, every single state in the United States has been inundated with refugees from other countries. And why are they refugees? Well, usually because we went over there to spread democracy. Do you know what I'm saying? And the mainstream explains how it just revitalizes the cities. It revitalizes them. Yeah, looking good, no? You got to understand this stuff. This is all a plan. I can't stress this enough. These people are all saying hopeful things, etc. They seem to understand that COVID was an enormous tool to shut everything down, but they don't see what the big picture was. You know what I'm saying? And the big picture is looking you right in the face. Right in the face. It's unbelievable to me. What really gets me the most is if people thought that this system somehow worked, that there was a Congress, there was a Senate, there was a president, all that stuff, then this would be a huge problem. We can't take care of our own people, but we're flooding cities that don't want them with migrants, refugees, people from countries that are allegedly hostile to us. They're deconstructing the country. And California isn't the only place that's overrun with homeless people. I've seen it in Colorado. I've seen it in Wyoming. I've seen it in Ohio. I've seen it in Pennsylvania. It's all across the board, and it's worse than it's ever been. I've never seen it quite this bad. And COVID was indeed the catalyst. Do you know what? We haven't been wrong on anything. They're just stretching this out because they can, because they're not getting any resistance, man. It bums me out. And for years, I've been doing videos on all the things that Boston Dynamics is working on. They're literally making people and robots that can replace people, and they've done it. How many times have you gone to a store recently and they say, please bear with us because we don't have enough people working for us, etc. It's absolutely everywhere, coast to coast, north to south. You know what I'm saying? And way back in 2017, when I used to have Anthony Patch on with me every week, we told you about Kindred. We told you about this place. Geordie Rose, the guy that started D-Wave Quantum Computers, left D-Wave and said he was going to focus all his attention on Kindred, making robots that were indistinguishable from human beings. That's crazy, and it's a big statement. Indistinguishable from human beings. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. He said that at a press conference, and those words were carefully crafted. He didn't just say them. He's not like me. He doesn't just run without a script. Everything that they say has a reason, and everything that they say has... Unbelievable. Really? Under Armour, dude? Everything that they say is written down, gone through, and delivers the most impact. And every time you see Geordie Rose, he's always wearing something with some sort of an Ouroboros symbol on it, or something to that effect. For instance, you know what I'm saying? At any rate. And the last thing they need to do to get everybody living like the homeless people are living right now is to crash the economy, or crash the banks, or have a Russian attack, or North Korea, or China attack our banking system to put everybody right back at zero. And then you can start out with the social credit system. If you've got money in your 401k, hit these guys up. They'll get your money out of there. They'll turn it into gold and silver, something that's actually worth something and always has been. And then you don't have to deal with the banks. Do it or don't. I'm out.